Hi, I'm Rasmus Sinnemaa, and I'm a visiting scholar from Finland. We have a cohort of fellows from different research fields within a subject group of United States, Europe, and world order. Working with them is really a giving process. The fact that you're taken outside of your own home institution or the atmosphere that you're used to be in really kind of sparks a way for everybody to find their own rhythm and style, but also, I would say, fuel discussion and feedback loop between the cohort in terms of what they want to achieve, what they want to write about, and how they would like to convey that message forward. Yeah, that's a great question. I definitely say there is a difference in approach and difference in thinking whilst coming here. I perhaps even naively enough thought I might be able to understand if you will, average American while being here now realizing there probably is no such thing. And so even though coming from a Western, very modern society in Northern Europe, with a lot of influence from the United States in terms of liberal values and the worldview, it's still very different in terms of specific topics and perspectives that are shown. Almost everything is presented and two or more opposing values or perspectives, which is really different from my own background, where we might be more prone to call some subjects, facts, undisputable, whereas I think it both has positive and negative connotations that everything is on the table in the United States in terms of discussion, dispute, and correctness. I guess I was surprised by how well people actually knew the basic facts about Finland, about the political structure, about recent events. A lot of people named Finnish presidents, whereas I mean just as they go, and it was no news at all, which again makes me feel a bit ignorant about my own approach of not knowing every single senator, for example. So I think in terms of coming to Washington and the perspective that people have here about Finland, I would say it's really quite accurate, although there's obviously small stereotypes that always exist. Talking everybody has a sauna and it's really cold and you might see some polar bears here and there. But in terms of the complete perspective, I'd say it's really been a positive experience. It's been quite a ride for someone focusing their research on trade, with retreat towards protectionism that we've seen in terms of the United States and a rise in projects challenging the world order from China, the role that Russia is playing, and how trade as a dimension of world order really becomes quite crucial and relevant in terms of understanding the different dynamics. So in that specific research area, I think I've been very fortunate to see this era and see it from this perspective. It's hard to realize while coming from a place that's not as fast paced and not as at least not perceived as high competing as Washington DC, to actually acknowledge the fact how effective communication gives you an edge or effectively takes it away. The other one obviously is learning and balancing the role of perspectives and that actually connects to the first one in terms of the role that communicating your perspective, the how, why, and when becomes so important, and that's not even merely in terms of politics. I would argue it's relevant in terms of almost any professional field you are in, if you have an argumentative role in it. Well, the SAIS building guard told me I came in with a heavy accent then, and he asked if that'll come back. I hope not, although I still have an accent. In terms of getting back is definitely, transitioning into new things, but with a far broader perspective that I feel I've gained here at the Foreign Policy Institute of SAIS. I will go back to work as a group assistant for the Finnish Parliament when I get back to Finland, and continue my studies further along in the spring. In terms of my US experience, I've definitely found it interesting, fascinating, at times mind-boggling to see such a vast system from the core of where it's governed, but at the same time recognizing so many of the challenges that I would say almost any nation in the world faces right here, which arguably is the symbol of the liberal democracy. As a side note, regardless of if it comes into the video or not, I'd say if you visit the US, or especially if you get to travel in the United States and actually get to know different areas and different people, I hope you explore it as broadly as possible, because I've had the fortune of traveling to a few places, and even though I can count the states that I've been to on one hand plus the one finger, so it still has given me a lot of perspective in terms of not everything is very Washington DC, not everything is New York or Chicago or LA. I think you should see as much as you can. Ooh. Oh, wow. I appreciate that I can bear the flag of Finland as proudly as I've been presented, and I hope the crazy socks that I'm wearing that might not show on the video, that you take some pride in that they're American made. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.